oh, why don't you just like get into a higher paying industry? F that. How about instead we actually afford people the ability to work in normal jobs? Like, make change at a register, make eye contact. Like I said, we're gonna leave this like here, and I'll bring this back. Make change at a register, work with others, make eye contact, deal with frustration, stay off phones. This is why Gen Z isn't doing so well. And as a millennial, you know, I'm sure a bit of this is meant for me too.
An Alabama mom going viral for her rant about her millennial Gen Z kids.
But not for the reason you might think. She says that she feels helpless as a parent.
Look at those cute
kids. The American dream becomes increasingly difficult for younger generations to attain.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me. Why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has changed. Yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning.
No kidding.
And like, keep in mind, this is what Fox News thinks is their big plan. They're like, oh, you know, you can't make change at a register. You can't. This is why you can't buy a house, because you don't make eye contact with people, because you're always on your phone. When this woman, and most likely many millions like her, have kids who do all of these things, and yet still don't get anywhere, still are stuck. Because what? You making change at a register ain't going to do anything to the fucking housing prices. It ain't going to bring the housing prices down any faster than anything else. There's I've mentioned it before. We live on the outskirts, the farthest district in what is considered like Denver, basically. There is a condo complex fairly close to here in the same kind of area. They're selling a condo. We went to go look at it because we were just kind of bored one day. For a condo, I want to say it wasn't anything crazy. Nothing insane. 2 bedrooms, a condo. They wanted $400,000 for this thing. $400,000 on a wage of we probably bring in anywhere between $70,000 to $80,000 a year between the two of us, and there is no chance we'd be able to afford that. No fucking chance. And these are the kind of housing prices that they want. On the kind of wages where people are lucky. Like I make like $20 an hour, and even that's quickly deteriorated in its usefulness over the last couple of years. And it's just no amount of me taking initiative and not being on my phone and making change at a register correctly is going to change any of those economic factors. But for Fox News, it's not like they don't give a shit about any of this stuff, because all it is them pointing the finger at younger generations and going, haha, fuck you. We got ours. If you just worked harder, you're just all lazy. You're just all stupid. You don't work hard enough, because again, they've bought into this belief that the meritocracy is real, that the hardest workers are the largest earners, and it just isn't. If you can point me, and this is a challenge to any and everyone, if you can point me to the hardest worker you know and confidently tell me that they earn the most for that work, then then maybe I'll reconsider. But I think all of us kind of know. We know that one guy who works so fucking hard, who just, always working, always going that extra 10%. And what did I say earlier? What's he get? He gets $25 in a parking spot for a month.
And Jessica McCabe, who went viral, joins us live. Jessica, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I understand
In the aftermath, you've been slammed by a lot of Gen Xers who thought that the comments were inappropriate, but your son, who read some of the comments, actually feels like he's less alone. There are a lot of people in the same boat.
Yes, and I think that's one thing that we need to take away from is that it's not 1988 anymore. We have to, as parents, realize that the economy has changed. I understand inflation. Prices always go up, but I think that lately the wages are not keeping up with how big the inflation has gotten, and we have to listen to our children.
We're looking at these beautiful pictures. Gosh, you have gorgeous kids, and it looks like a grandchild there, too. What was your reaction to 11 million people can relate to this and view this? Mm-hmm.
That was a little unexpected because honestly, the reason why I made the video is because I was so frustrated. I went out yet again with my son to go try to find an apartment he can afford. And we just kept getting backdrops or half the places I felt like should have been condemned that he could afford. And the other half, they were wanting 4 times your rent. They wanted you to show that you can make 4 times that. So it was getting frustrated.
Oh yeah, for anybody who's actually gone apartment hunting, it's fucking disgraceful. Because like half the time they're like, oh yeah, you need to be able to make 3 times the rent for us to rent this to you, which is essentially like barring off the ability to rent places to like poor people or people who like would just edge in to be able to afford it, but they can't afford 3 times that.
But I hear all the other Gen Zs and millennials in my comments saying that they finally feel seen, because I think us as Gen X, we forget that it's not the same as it is now for our kids. And we think, well, we did it, so they should be able to too. And we need to be their advocate. I didn't have kids to watch them suffer their entire life.
Right. And real quick, are your kids going to change careers? What's your advice to them? What have they learned from this?
And look at this fucking idiot, this fucking clown, this fucking, oh God, I hate Killmeat. He's so fucking stupid. Over here doing like the, oh, well, you know, are they change, you know, what are they looking to do? Do they need to change careers? No! Stop it. Stop with this nonsense. We don't need more fucking lawyers, more fucking doctors, more fucking every other high-paying fucking industry job. Not everybody is a fucking lawyer. Not everybody is a fucking doctor. Not everybody is a fucking financial advisor. Not everybody is any of the highest paying jobs in this country. It's fucking asinine to sit here. I hate when people do this. Oh, why don't you just like get into a higher paying industry? Fuck that. How about instead we actually afford people the ability to work in normal jobs? Like, we need kitchen workers. We need cooks. We need fucking teachers. We need civil engineers. We need all of these things. But what? We just don't want to pay them. And you want to know why that is? Because there are capitalists somewhere that have no interest in the public infrastructure, have no interest in people eating good food, have no interest in, what's another? No interest in people's education. They have no fucking interest in people's healthcare. They have no interest in people's mental health care. They don't give a shit. None of these companies, none of these corporations, all these fucking corpos all sit here and they give themselves and they give all of the people who are in their industry, or at the very least are in their class, I should say. All of the management people, all of your financial advisors, all of your people who fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking orbit private equity, that orbit private finance, that orbit investment. All of these people make a shit ton of money because they all tell them all, every single company that they invest in, the same fucking thing. You cut corners, you cut wages, you cut staff, and then all the profits rise to the top. That's what you do. You build your factories. You build any of your warehouses. You build any of your infrastructure in poor as fuck neighborhoods so you can pay them poor as fuck wages so they can make you millions upon billions while you give them shit. That is how this game works. And the idea that like, oh, well, what if we just had people moved into better higher paying careers? It's fucking stupid. We can only have so many of those types of people. We cannot bloat the management class because eventually the management class will just gatekeep and shut people out. And then what? Like, not everyone can be a fucking manager. Some people need to be cooks. Like, at the end of the day, some people need to do, you need people to work at McDonald's. You need people to work at your local retail store. You need people to pack the mail. You need people to drive the trucks. You need people to do all of these low value positions, even though the accumulation of all of that value accounts for billions of dollars of actual value creation. Each one of individual working class people, every one of them, all is one cog in a enormous billion-dollar machine. Meanwhile, they're all paid garbage fucking wages, while the people who, sign a few contracts, who oversee some finance, they're the ones who get paid the actual money, even though their wealth creation, their value creation is 1 fucking billionth what workers create. It's fucking nonsense. This is the same bullshit. This is the exact same mindset that Jordan Peterson buys into. And it's why both of them will do nothing to fix the economy. Because they both just say, be more competitive. Be more, you just need to and don't try to create a world where everybody can get by, where everybody is afforded a livable wage, where everybody's what's the word I'm looking for? Quality of life goes up. No. Don't worry about that. You worry about you, because that's what this entire game is about. Like, ooh, that shit fucking grinds my gears. Oh, you fucking, like, not everyone can be a fucking Fox News dipshit anchor with a bad tie and a bad haircut, asshole.
Jessica.
It is frustrating because he went to college, and I understand that most places want experience, even though you had a college degree. So the first job that he got right out of college was only paying $19 an hour. Now, that's better than minimum wage, but even since being there, he's gotten a raise, another $22 an hour. That used to be a good amount when I was growing up.
Yeah, me too.
$22 an hour should let you live, and how come it doesn't?
Well, we've got your video on foxandfriends.com. Jessica, thank you very much for joining us live.
Thanks, Jessica.
Yeah, no wonder that. Yeah, look at Kilmeade's fucking face over here. Fucking despises this woman. And there's a reason why they don't let her keep going. Because they want to cash in on, like, working class Gen X mom, but they certainly don't want to answer or even explain any of the actual economics that she's talking about. They have no interest in it. And there's a reason why I said, like, the theme for the fun half today is kind of the understanding that Americans are finally coming around to. That, like, the economy just doesn't work for them. It's just not something that's geared or formatted towards their needs. And the problem with that is they're most of the people. Why the fuck do we have an economy that's geared towards what? The top 25 to 30% of the country? No, the economy should be geared and formatted towards the majority, the overwhelming majority of people in this country who are working, like, small time working class jobs. Not this fucking management, fucking small business people bullshit owner nonsense. Like, ridiculous. God damn it. I'm so shit. My nose is itchy too. I fucking hate that shit. I hate the just get a better job forehead bullshit. Because it's just like, and like, talk to anybody. What they like? These are the exact same type of people who will say things like, oh, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and then do everything they possibly can to make sure that nobody gets to live that life. That instead, every day you work in a place that you fucking can't stand. Because they don't want you to be powerful. They don't want people to follow their passions. At the end of the day, the real dividing line, the real ideological and value assessment that socialism makes versus capitalism is around passion. What capitalism is interested in is tapping into people's competitive nature. What socialism is looking to tap into is people's passion. That's the real, I think, ideological difference at the heart of both of these ideologies. And for damn sure, we have lived with this competitive value system for far too long. We've lived under this greed is good mantra for far too long. And where has it gotten us? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And all the rich ever have to say to any of us are work harder, or get better jobs, instead of the actual thing that we need to be doing, which is organizing and demanding for a better future for ourselves and for our younger generation. The thing that they tell, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you, to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.